Good morning, Bicadonia here. We are in Timor Leste. We're just leaving the very eastern tip of Timor Leste. I've been down to Jaco Island, which is simply paradise. I camped down there on the beach opposite the island. Well, just back from the beach. Camped down there for a couple of nights and spent the day yesterday over at Jaco. For most of the day I was the only person on the island, and it's just this ridiculous paradise. Just coral and white sand and jungle, and I just spent the whole day just swimming and lying in the sun and lying in the shade. It was glorious. It's a steep little hill down to get down to the beach down there, and in terms of vehicles it's four-wheel drive only, but as you'd probably expect, the locals get around just fine on their scooters. Most of it I was alright about. Heading down I was like, oh, this is okay. Some of it was a bit loose. There was a lot of big, loose, broken rocks, and if you hit a rock the wrong way, you'd go arse over tit. And it was pretty steep, but there was just this one corner that scared me a little bit on the way down. You had these big rocks. It had a hole at the top on one side. It was really, really soft, like bull dust, and it was a hairpin bend, right? But the hairpin itself is sloping, and it's just really soft and got these big rolling jagged rocks. So I thought, a little bit of soft, a little bit of slipping in the soft stuff, or a little bit of, getting deflected off one of those rocks, and you go arse over tip, because you have to, because it was so steep, you'd have to be gunning it pretty well to make sure you got up there. It doesn't help matters that Beastie's still got a stock gearing, which is a little bit high. Now I had a 14 tooth front sprocket that I was going to put on for Timor Leste before I shipped from Darwin, but my chain wasn't worn out, and I just couldn't bring myself to waste a perfectly good half-worn chain by changing my chain and sprockets before it was necessary, because those things are expensive. So I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I'm riding around with my stock gearing still. So you have to be gunning it a little bit to get up the steep bits and maintain your speed, otherwise you'll stall. You need to be doing about 20 or 25 in first gear. So I thought to myself, after I came down that tricky little bend, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go on my way back up. But we did it. We made it. I videoed it. I didn't even get to video myself crashing, which I thought was a real possibility. I thought, better hit record because this could be worth recording. But everything went well, and I'm stupidly pleased with myself. And I'm very pleased with Beastie as well. There was a little bit of a borderline moment on that corner, but I sort of gave her a bit more gas and she pulled the front around, and we got up there just fine. So very happy, and and actually I'm pretty impressed with these tyres too. So I'm still running the Metzeler Enduro Sahara 3s, and they're an 80-20, so 80% road, 20% off-road tyre, and so they're not knobbies by any stretch of the imagination, but I like them in the dirt generally, because I find that they're really they're quite predictable. They don't sort of grab and then throw you off or anything. I tried the Karoo 3s and they didn't suit me. I found they would grab and then they would not grab at all. And I also didn't particularly enjoy them on road, on bitumen and in the wet. I didn't feel particularly confident in them. So I changed out to the Sahara 3s, which are rated as more of a road tyre than the Karoos are. But I've been really impressed. So I've had these on since Brisbane. So we've probably done about, I don't know, maybe 12,000 Ks on them. This is my second set. I changed them before I left Australia. The rear was worn out, the front one wasn't, but anyway. And yeah, but I was really impressed, and even that was some genuinely dodgy road surface. The rocks, the dirt, the bull dust, and yeah, they performed really well. So yeah, really pleased about that. And it's really nice to have confidence in your tyres, and it's nice to have a really good balance between on-road and off-road, because there are actually some half-decent roads here in Timor Leste. It's not all riding around in the dirt like this. And yeah, and you want a tyre that you know is going to be safe and predictable in the wet and things like that. So yeah, really pleased. It's been a good morning. Anyway, after my day of paradise on Jaco, I'm heading back to Boko. I left some of my gear in Boko because I heard the ride down to Jaco, particularly that last bit that I was just talking about, was really ordinary, and I thought, oh well, maybe I don't want to be going down there with all my gear. That might be just biting off a bit more than I can chew on my own. And yeah, so I left some of my stuff at the guest house I was staying at in Boko, which is great. It's called the Blue Ribbon Guest House, and it seems to have no advertising whatsoever. But I made friends with one of the locals, Jaco, who's a local hip hop artist in Boko, and he hooked me up with this guest house. He said these are good people, and it was so yeah. So the deal is $10 a night, includes breakfast, and I'm the only person staying there, so I have this room to myself with a nice big double bed, and I have, well, the bathroom's all mine. There's no one else there, and it's got this magnificent balcony that just looks all the way out over Boko Old Town and out to sea, and you get the most glorious sea breeze. So it's actually been like every day is 30 something degrees, but it's been so nice up there in that sea breeze. And there were days when I thought about going for a swim in the pool at Boko, which is a really nice public pool. I don't know if it's Portuguese era or Indonesian era, maybe Portuguese. It's reasonably old, but it's pretty cool. It's got these cool looking concrete sun lounges and everything. But yeah, I wasn't actually hot enough. I was sitting on my balcony there, and the breeze was so nice. I thought I don't really need to go for a swim. So yeah, everything's been really fucking nice. Timor Leste has spoiled me rotten. Everybody here has been so kind and generous, and everyone is really respectful and polite, and I feel really safe here. I feel safe, and I feel like my stuff is safe, and I left my gear and my motorbike at the campsite yesterday and buggered off to Jaco Island for the whole day, and I didn't even worry at all. I had not the slightest concern that anyone was going to nick my stuff, which is really nice. It's really nice to feel confident like that. And yeah, the people at the guest house where I'm staying in Boko, there's a big family, but most of the family is away at the moment. I think they had to go to a funeral. So they've been away while I've been there. So the only people there with me are Dina, who is, I don't know, maybe Dina is my age, maybe she's younger, and her daughter, Dahlia. And Dahlia, I'm bad with kids' ages, but she's maybe 10. Anyway, they're both gorgeous people. They've been so good to me. Dahlia's really patient. She's been teaching me Tetum and Bahasa. And so, hello. Oh, they didn't need to be that scared of me. I wasn't going to run them over. Yeah, and she's a great teacher. I think sometimes, like adults would get embarrassed because I'm so slow, right? I'm so bad at it, or it's so hard to make yourself understood. But Dahlia is Dahlia is perfectly happy to try and explain what the word means, for about 10 minutes straight until we get there, until I understand. And so yeah, it's been really fun. I've been, they've taken really good care of me. So yeah, and meeting Jaco was great. Jaco's given me the grand tour of Boko. It's his hometown, so he knows all the spots, and you go and stand on the rocks over Boko and watch the sunset, and he sort of points out all these boulders where he used to climb up and fall down as a little kid, and and you ride along, and you ride along the street for about 50 metres, and like everyone is related to him. It's his family. His grandfather is 84, and he says his grandfather has 60 grandkids. So there's a lot of cousins, which is very cool. So Jaco's been showing me the good places to eat and showing me the sights, which has been really, really nice. And I'm just having way too much fun. Catch you later.